I had no idea really what to expect at all. I didn't. I had no idea. I kind of just saw that the opportunity came at the right time, and I was a little nervous about it, but I said, okay, everything happens for a reason, and if I'm even being exposed to this in the first place, there's a reason for that. And so let me just go ahead and jump into it. So when you jump into things with that kind of attitude, anything can happen. But really, like, coming out of it with myself and not like, oh, the goal was to, well, my original goal was to, okay, I want to date by the end of this. That happened so early on in the process that, it's kind of like, okay, do I need to switch up my goal for a little bit there? But then even within the dating process, like I said, it was kind of like I was an onion and I was peeling back certain layers that I hadn't even known were there before. And I just didn't realize how often the way that I thought about things in my mindset and the things that I did on a daily basis, not so much a daily basis as well, got in the way of having more fruitful relationships. And it started off with myself. And so I just have to thank you so much for that. Um, that was just, that's a gift that is very difficult to give other people. But I received that from you. So thank you, and thank you. I definitely would have to say the woman that I was before I started working with Teal was very much in her masculine. She was all about getting things done, crossing things off her to-do list. It was very much action, go-getter, ambitious type of woman. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I realized that was kind of getting in the way of finding compatible partners. It was more so, this is how I feel and this is what needs to be done. And that just wasn't working. And so the space that I was in I found it very difficult to just meet people. And I didn't know if it was something that I was doing physically. Maybe I had an off-putting look, or I was very serious. I didn't know if it was an energy that I was kind of putting out to the rest of the world. And so coming to Teal, I realized that I was over that and I wanted to find a compatible partner. At the end of the day, when you're an ambitious woman, you have all these wonderful dreams, but you do want to share it with someone. And so it was just time for me to take a step back, take a look at myself and figure out what do I need to do in order to stay myself, but still be a little bit more open to the world of dating. I think one of the biggest things was that Teal doesn't just tell you what to do. She's speaking from a place of experience where she's used these own things on herself. And she's a perfect example of how when you put all these things together, all these strategies together, all these different ways of thinking, all these mindset shifts together, that you can absolutely find the love of your life, because that's exactly what she's done. And so working with Teal and speaking to Teal and being coached by her, I never ever felt like, okay, this is a dating expert that just does not understand the landscape. So a lot of times you get advice from dating experts, or you read books, or you watch programs or YouTube videos where the expert is kind of just seems to live in another world. It's very much based on science, or it's based on this, and there isn't a lot of personal connection there. And I think that is absolutely what makes Teal different from any other coach that I've worked with, especially in this space, and different from any kind of information that I've received in this space. Everything was 100% personalized, 150% personalized. I never ever felt judged. I never ever felt that Teal didn't understand. In fact, it was the complete opposite. A lot of times the things that Teal would talk about, I felt like she was in my head, in my heart, speaking for myself. And that really kind of blew me away, because when you have that sort of deep connection with your coach, you're really able to break through more and get more of the insights and the actual things that will actually make the difference for you. And so I highly recommend Teal, because that personalized touch and that sense of understanding that she has, knowing that in the dating world, everyone has really crazy stories. She was so understanding and so caring and so patient. That's something that you're not going to get anywhere else. So I highly recommend you work with Teal, because it's super key when you're dealing with a topic like your love life. You need that level of understanding and caring. The woman that I am today is the woman that I've always been, but she is more, she's freer. She learns how to receive and be feminine and be sensual and alluring and be herself, without this need to do everything and this need to do the strategy and the execution. It's very much in her feelings, and in the most positive way, in the absolute most positive way, where she's able to be very clear and distinct about her feelings. I think another thing that's important to note about the transformation that happened was, going in, I felt like I needed to be or become a different woman. And one of the biggest things that I realized was that I actually just needed to return to the self that was already deep inside of me. And so this was really just an unfolding of that, an uncovering of all the layers of that person, and just allowing her to be herself. And it ended up really well. I almost immediately, after applying a lot of the tactics and strategies that Teal taught me, I think I was on a date every single week, a new guy, literally every single week. And it happened immediately. And this is after almost a year and a half of just not meeting anyone, not dating. So it was just this immediate transformation that I knew, okay, wow, everything that she's teaching absolutely works. And like I said, this was a year and a half of not meeting anyone, not online, not in real life. And all of a sudden, there were 4 or 5 guys at the same time. So that right there is the proof in the pudding that these strategies work 100%. So the work that you're doing, it matters. And I constantly go back to what you teach every single day, and I'm wondering, okay, what can I do to do a little bit more of this, and what can I do to do a little bit more of that? And I think it's something that I'm going to be going back to forever. It's so much gold, so many jewels, so many diamonds, so many things that just I can't wait. And I can't wait until the day that you and I have a call and I'm like, I'm engaged or I'm getting married. Honestly, everything I said is true. I've never been more so myself.
I love hearing that.
I've never been more of myself. And I think as a woman in this world, it's so easy to get away with that. You're always trying to make sure this person's okay, that person's okay. Oh, I can't send this email like this because it'll come off a little too off-putting, and I don't want that person to feel that way about me. And this program just eradicated a lot of that. It's okay to be me. What a revelation. What a revelation. I think for any women that are on the fence about this, because I was definitely one of those girls like, ooh, do I really need a dating coach? Like, what does that say about me? Like, does that say that I'm not good enough, not worthy enough? Does it say that I'm not dateable? I think you need to really push those fears aside. At the end of the day, when you want to have the kind of results that you want in your love life, you have to make these massive changes. And sometimes you need the help of someone else who's been there and done that kind of thing, and who can help guide you through and shine light upon the things that you just can't see because you've been living in your body, you've been living in yourself for so long, and you're not aware of a lot of the patterns that you have that are holding you back. Don't be scared of that either. Do not be scared of, okay, what's going to happen if I stop thinking this way? When I tell you what happens when you stop thinking the crazy ways that you've been thinking, and that's not even to say that they're crazy, but they're unhealthy and they're blocking you from the successes and the love life that you want, the transformation that happens is so beautiful. And it extends past your love life. 100%. I've seen transformations at work, in my business, in my other personal relationships, not just with people that I've dated, but with family, with friends. where we just have more understanding relationships, more loving relationships. And I think the biggest takeaway for me was that I learned to love myself way more than I already did. And again, as a successful, ambitious woman, you already have this opinion of yourself. You already do love yourself. But I learned to dig a little bit deeper and really take a look at the mirror and see myself, really truly see myself as this beautiful woman with all these amazing qualities, and not just see it, but appreciate it in a way that I've never done before. Um, and so I highly recommend that any women who are on the fence, or you're worrying about, okay, is this going to be a little bit too disruptive? Am I going to have to bring up some things from my past? Just go for it, because the transformation that's going to happen is so worth it. And coming back to yourself sounds like, okay, I don't know, do I really want to come back to myself? But honestly, you don't know how far away from who you are you've been in the past. And this program will show you how to get back there and love yourself and care for yourself in such a way that you cannot help but attract so many awesome guys. So many, they see it. And so I highly recommend anyone try the program, speak with Teal, go ahead and invest in yourself and invest in this part of your life, because at the end of the day, as the woman that you are, who you're willing to go out and get anything that you want to get, you can absolutely get this too. So definitely invest and go for it.